the right to free expression, the right of the public to know about grave injustices perpetrated by governments. And what Julian Assange has done is shine a light on government deception and human rights abuses and war crimes which were kept hidden from us by the United States government and military. He has performed a great public service. He has stood for the rights of us, the people, to know the truth. He's published the truth, the facts that we were not allowed to know until he and WikiLeaks exposed what the United States was really doing. So on this 6th anniversary of his incarceration in the Ecuadorian embassy, I join with you in saluting Julian Assange, a voice for truth and justice, a voice who has stood on the very principles on which the United States was founded: government for, by and of the people, governments accountable to people, the people's right to know. And to think that if he steps outside this embassy, he could face extradition to the United States, where a secret grand jury is being convened to arraign him on charges, serious grave charges that could put him in prison for many decades. To think that he faces that risk is a shame on the United States democracy. It's a shame on our government for not giving Julian Assange free passage to Ecuador, where he's been granted political asylum. Our government has signed the Refugee Convention. It requires all governments in the world to recognize legitimate, agreed instances where political asylum has been granted. Yet our government refuses to honor that commitment. We need a government here in this country that is accountable to us as well. We need a government here that will honor the Refugee Convention and its principles and will not seek to collude with the United States to ensure that Julian Assange either remains holed up in this embassy or faces the prospect of extradition and imprisonment. That is not the democratic way. That is not the human rights way. We stand with Julian Assange today in solidarity, in gratitude, with full salutations and commendation for the brave, courageous stand he has taken, the sacrifices he has made. Just to think, to be holed up in this little room for all these years with no access to the outside world, to take a walk, to do basic fundamental things that we all take for granted, and to still be there despite the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, despite being told that his detention is unlawful, unjustified by the UN Working Group. To think he is still there, that is a shame on Britain and the United States, but it is also a great tribute to the man himself. The determination, the perseverance, the courage to take his stand and to not be bowed by state threats, menaces and intimidation. Please join me in giving a huge tumultuous cheer to Julian Assange. Yeah!
Thank you, Peter.